comments.
Okay.
Okay. Hi everyone.
Hi.
We'll get started in a few minutes. If you just want to comment your name below or who's playing, so we know we have the names for the prize draw that we'll do at the end, that'd be great. So I'm Tate, and
I'm Cameron.
yeah, I'm sure you guys probably know us by now, but so this week's theme, if you didn't know already, is music, and this is our Tuesday trivia for music. So it's mostly about musicians, mostly about old ones. I thought it would be some good stuff for you guys to know, some classic stuff. We're also going to see what I consider classic.
Okay. So if you guys want to just comment your names, like who's here, so we just know for the draw.
Yep, and we'll get started in 1 minute once it's 3. Do you want to grab the beat stack code list over there? It's under it. There we go. We got it. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's get started with the trivia then, I guess. Okay, so we've got a few people here, so I'll just put your names in just so we have them. Got okay.
Ryan, I think you missed.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, we're just putting all the names in our thing, so we have those names already. Okay. So I think that's everyone who's here right now. We've got you guys hopefully in the draw. We'll check again at the end, but let's get started into this game of trivia. So, like most weeks, I made a little thing, kind of. This is loading. Just talking about like the favorite artists. So I was just wondering if you guys just want to tell me what your favorite artist is. I really like the 1975 Billy Joel and Ed Sheeran. I think music says a lot about people and what they like, and not necessarily in a bad way. I think most of the time it's usually in a good way, but I think you can get to know someone a little bit by what kind of music they like. So let us know what kind of music you're into, and we'll take a look at the comments in a few minutes. But we've already talked about, I think we've talked about the details. If not, I'm pretty sure it's in the description. So you play this game of trivia, and we'll put you in a draw for a chance to win a $5 Tim Hortons gift card. So just anyone who's playing. So we'll just get right into it. I've lost my mouse. There we go. Question 1. What is Mozart's first name? So I'll give you a second to answer that. Oh, and we'll go through some of the people. Someone said Taylor Swift. Do you like Taylor Swift?
I love Taylor Swift. She's really good.
The White Stripes. Oh, that's a good one. I know a few of their songs. I think a lot of people at the music store know Seven Nation Army because like it's one of the first songs you like learn to play with power chords, I think. A lot of the time, at least in St. Mary's for some reason. But they're pretty good though. I mean, that song's kind of hard to play. I don't know why everyone knows how to play it because it should be so hard, but anyways. Okay, yep, so I see an answer, and the answer is correct. So his name is Wolfgang. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. He was an influential composer of the classical period. So he was born in what is now Austria, but was called Salzburg, which was a state in the Holy Roman Empire in 1756. It's unknown how he died, but what we do know is that he was living in Vienna, Austria, where he had little money, but was kind of starting to get famous. He wrote some of his best-known works at this time, not long before he died at the age of 35 in 1791. Mozart showed above-average talent in music at a young age and started composing at the age of 5 and even performed for some European royals. At 17, he became a musician at the Salzburg court. He may have died young, but since he started composing so young, at the time of his death, he had written over 600 pieces of music. Isn't that crazy? He died at 35 and wrote 600 pieces of music.
All right,
we'll move on to the
question
next
2. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, question 2 is what famous band is this? You can look at the pictures.
Yeah, so there's the one where they're walking on the sidewalk. I think that one's pretty iconic to them. And then the other picture is just another picture of them so you can see their faces more closely. I know we're kind of in front of it, but I think you can see it for the most part. I really like this band, and I think a lot of people really like this band.
Computer closer so I can read it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think the second picture is a pretty famous one too. You see that one a lot.
Yeah, I think it's also just kind of a fun one to recreate with your friends, I always feel like. Oh yeah, see, so we got an answer. We'll move on.
So the answer is the Beatles, and the Beatles were an English rock band that formed in the 1960s in Liverpool. They're the world's best-selling artist of all time. They lead what was called the British Invasion, a cultural phenomenon where British artists first made their way into popular music scene in America and brought more traditional British culture back to America. They caused what is still called Beatlemania, like Bieber fever, but for the Beatles. People were so obsessed with the meaning behind their lyrics that some universities started offering classes on interpreting the meaning behind their music. They made the Beatles start writing songs they said meant nothing, but that hasn't stopped people from interpreting their nonsense that is some Beatles songs. The band has won many awards for their work and still holds the record for most #1 albums on the UK Albums Chart and most #1 hits on the Billboard Top 100 chart.
They're pretty iconic. Move on to question 3. This is one of my personal favorite artists, especially as a kid. So what famous musician is known as the King of Rock and Roll? This is a picture of him here from a very famous music video. One of his very famous songs, but also a very famous music video. And this one's a little older. Maybe not than the Beatles, but but it's definitely, he's an interesting one, that's for sure. That's really all. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
He's pretty famous. You'll probably know him.
Mm-hmm. You might not. He's really young here, so I think he's 22 in this picture. But yep. So I see a few answers, and they are correct answers. So the answer is Elvis Presley. So Elvis Presley began his music career in 1954 at the age of 19. His first single and hit song, "Heartbreak Hotel," debuted in 1956, and Elvis had Elvis had many hit songs, including but not limited to Hound Dog, Jailhouse Rock, which was the music video of the picture you saw before, Blue Suede Shoes, Love Me Tender, I'm All Shook Up, and my personal favorite, Teddy Bear. I love that one. And the one most people know because it's been redone so many times is I Can't Help Falling in Love with You. You may have also heard some of his songs in Lilo and Stitch, as Lilo actually listens to him on her record player when she locks herself in her room in that scene in that. And you guys have probably seen Lilo and Stitch, so.
It's a good movie.
It is a good movie. Move on to question 4.
All right. Who is known as the Queen of Soul?
It's a very nice picture of her.
Yeah.
She's no longer with us, but yeah, she was known as the Queen of Soul. I think a big influence for a lot of people. You guys probably know at least one of her very, very famous songs you probably heard. It's been redone a few times, but everyone's always singing it. Yeah.
She's pretty famous.
All these people, most of these people are pretty famous. There was actually one person that I did research on for this, and I thought they were dead, and turns out they're alive. I'll tell you when that one comes up, but it was, yeah. It was like, oh, they're dead. No, they're not dead. They're still very much alive.
Let's wait for some answers to come in, and then
Yeah.
we can move on.
Yeah, what's your favorite? Do you have a favorite Elvis song?
I don't really know that many Elvis songs, but I see we have our first answer here, which is correct. The answer is Aretha Franklin. And Aretha Franklin was an American singer and pianist born in 1942 in Detroit. She started her career as a child singing gospel at New Bethel Baptist Church, where her father was a minister. In 1966, she signed with Atlantic Records, and during this time is when she released hit songs like Never Loved a Man the Way I Loved You, Respect, You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman, and I Say a Little Prayer. Franklin has 17 singles reach top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100. Around this time, she also started singing for the Queen in London, Royal Albert Hall, and starred in a movie titled The Blue Brothers with Dan Aykroyd, one of the Ghostbusters, and John Belushi. She sang at the Grammys in 1998 in honor of the film and was praised for her amazing performance that year. She died in 2018 at the age of 76 in her bed, surrounded by friends and family.
I mean, it's sad that she's dead, but I think that's sweet. She was surrounded by all her family doing that. Anyways, question 5. What famous musician is called the Piano Man? I'll give you a hint if you remember some of the ones I said were my favorite. He's one of them. It's one of those people. I have CDs in my car. I still use CDs, and I usually have this guy's CD in playing. That's usually what you'll find me listening to in the car, and I never get bored of it. I don't know. I love him.
He's pretty good. A lot of famous songs.
Definitely.
Let's wait for some answers to come in.
Yeah, we're just waiting for some answers to come in. Yeah, a few people got that for Aretha Franklin. Yeah, you probably heard that. I really like the Say a Little Prayer song. That one is so cute, but I think everyone knows the RESPECT.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, everyone knows that where she's spelling respect. It's a good one. It's a good song. I'm not seeing any answers, but I think we'll probably just move on. So the answer is actually Billy Joel. Billy Joel, often called the Piano Man after his hit song of the same name, is an American singer-songwriter who was a big name on the 70s and 80s music scene. He has 12 studio albums and is the 7th best-selling recording artist, having sold over 150 million records worldwide. Unlike a lot of musicians we've talked about today, Billy Joel is still alive and touring at the age of 72. He's been married 4 times, first to Elizabeth Weaver in 1973. They've divorced in 1982, and he married his second wife, Christy Brinkley. They had a daughter together named Alexa, but eventually divorced in 1994. He married a chef named Kate Lee in 2004, who he divorced in 2009. And in 2015, he married his current wife, Alexis Roderick. And the couple has 2 daughters, the first named Della, born in 2015, and the second named Remy, born in 2017. So he's been married quite a few times. Now I see all the answers. I guess they were just delayed. He's been married quite a few times. I didn't realize he had married he had been married again. I knew he had 3. I didn't realize he'd been married again. But yeah, we'll move on to the next question. So question 6.
All right. What famous composer wrote Ode to Joy?
So you guys probably know Ode to Joy. It's that, like, it's one of those songs that is the first you learn on, like, a lot of instruments. Like, the first you'll learn, one of the first you'll learn probably on, like, piano, sometimes even guitar. Definitely, if not the first, it's one of the first. It's very, very famous. And the melody is actually quite, like, the reason people use it a lot is for starting, because the melody for just playing with, like, your one right hand or with piano or whatever is actually pretty simple. Obviously, there is a lot more music to it than just the melody, but and he wrote a lot more complicated stuff as well, but that was one of his easier things. Okay, yeah, so I see an answer.
The answer is correct. The answer is Beethoven, and Ludwig van Beethoven was a composer and pianist who lived from 1770 to 1827, dying at the age of 56. He was born in the German city of Bonn and showed extreme musical talent at a young age. He was taught by Christine Gottlieb Neve, who he published his first works in 1783. At 21, he moved to Vienna, where he was known as a piano virtuoso. Virtuoso is a term used to describe someone who is skilled in music or some sort of creative art, like painting, dancing, or something else. He published his first orchestra work in 1801, which was called the First Symphony. He later published symphonies all the way to number 9. From 1802 to 1812, he began suffering from hearing loss. He was considered a successor to Mozart because he had thoroughly studied his work and composed a similar style. By 1816, Beethoven was completely deaf, but he could still hear and perform his music on the piano. He did this by feeling the vibrations of the music with his feet through the floor.
There's actually, I've seen videos, there's this girl that was like on America's Got Talent or something, and she did a similar thing. So she used to be able to hear, and then she would just take off her shoes while she was playing. If you guys don't know it, you can probably look it up and find it. It's really cool. Anyways, we'll move on to question 7. Who is known as the Queen of Pop? So she's pictured here. She's made stuff like somewhat recently, maybe not stuff that you've heard of though. But she's definitely got some. She's definitely got some songs you've probably heard. They still play her on the radio sometimes. Very famous. She was a big thing, especially in like the 80s. Whew.
Yeah,
I think this is a more
popular.
Yeah, I think this is a more recent photo. But oh yeah, there's one. That is correct. So the correct answer is Madonna. So Madonna is an American singer, songwriter, and actress. She's known as an important figure of the 80s and 90s pop music scene and was constantly reinventing her style in music. She was born in Michigan in 1958 and moved to New York City in 1978 to pursue her career in dance. She played drums, guitar, and sang in the rock bands Breakfast Club and Emmy before starting a solo career in 1983 and releasing her first solo album titled Madonna. Around this time is when she recorded songs you might know like Vogue, Like a Prayer, and Hung Up. She won the Golden Globe Award for Best Actress for her performance in the film Evita. And in 1992, she founded the company Maverick, which includes Maverick Records. She actually holds the Guinness World Record for best-selling female artist of all time, having sold over 300 million records worldwide. She also holds the record for most #1 singles by a female artist in Australia, Spain, Britain, Italy, and Canada. She was married twice, first to director Sean Penn from 1985 to 1989, and then to Guy Ritchie from 2000 to 2008. She has 6 children and is currently 62 years old. We'll move on to question 8.
All right, question 8 is, who is the current touring frontman for the band Queen?
You guys have probably heard the name Freddie Mercury before. I will tell you that's not the answer we're looking for, because Freddie Mercury is sadly is not with us anymore, but they do have a new frontman that they go with on tour. I don't think they're really writing any new music or anything with him, but he sings a lot of Freddie Mercury stuff, and yeah, he's pretty great.
Very popular band though. They even have a movie about them and stuff.
Yeah. He was on American Idol. I think he came in second that year he was on it. Just waiting for some answers to come in.
Might just take a minute. We can see.
Yep.
we go.
There I see an answer. That answer is correct.
So the answer is Adam Lambert. Adam Lambert was a successful singer in his own right, and he rose to fame in 2009 after coming in second place in American Idol. Since then, he has sold over 3 million albums worldwide. Later that same year, he received a Grammy nomination for his Best Male Pop Vocal Performance for his song "Whatever Want From Me."
What do you want from me?
What do you want from? I can't see from here.
Oh.
And his first album titled "For Your Entertainment." In 2011, he started performing with Queen in place of their late vocalist Freddie Mercury, who passed in 1991 at the age of 45. When the remaining members of the band met Lambert, they had recently stopped working with another musician, Paul Rogers, and weren't looking for a singer. When they met Lambert, they thought he had an amazing voice and range, could sing all of the Queen songs, and was an amazing performer. After watching Lambert's audition for American Idol, where he sang Bohemian Rhapsody, one of Queen's most famous and difficult songs, the remaining members knew Lambert was perfect. Adam Lambert is also a human rights activist and has worked on many projects with the LGBTQ+ community as a gay man. Lambert focuses on his projects that directly impact the LGBTQ+ people.
Yeah, it's
He's
pretty
a pretty
cool
cool
dude.
guy, yeah.
Yeah, but we'll move on to question 9. Ooh, who wrote the song "I Will Always Love You"? You can see her here. It's not Whitney Houston. She didn't write the song, though she does sing the most famous version. But the first version and the person who wrote it is this lady pictured here, and you actually might know her. If you watched Hannah Montana, you probably do. There's a lot of other things you probably know her from as well, but they're quite a bit older than that, I think. She's still pretty popular.
Yeah, she's very popular.
People, they still love her.
Yeah,
Honestly,
she's a very popular name. You hear it a lot.
she's also just, such a sweet lady. When I was doing, the research for this, I just found a lot of really cool stuff about her, and she's the sweetest. The sweetest.
Let's wait for some answers to come in.
Yep.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there's one. And that's a correct answer. The answer is Dolly Parton. So Dolly Parton is an American singer-songwriter, actress, and businesswoman. She's known primarily for her country music. She was born in 1946 in Tennessee, and she started her career by writing songs for other artists until 1967 when she released her first album titled "Hello, I'm Dolly." In the 2000s, she made her own music label, Dolly Records, and she sold over 100 million records worldwide. She has 25 songs. She had 25 songs reach number 1 on the country music charts, a record for a female artist that she shares with Reba McEntire. She holds several other country music records and has composed over 3,000 songs, including some you might know like 9 to 5, Coat of Many Colors, and Jolene. Parton married her husband Carl Thomas Dean in 1966 and is still happily married today at the age of 75. She created the Imagination Library, a non-profit organization that gives free books to preschoolers. So she's a pretty cool lady. Move on to question 10.
Okay, question 10 is who originally sang this song, "Make You Feel My Love"?
So this is the guy I thought was dead. I thought for sure he was dead. And he's actually still alive. And I keep telling people, I'm like, oh my gosh, did you know this guy was still alive? And they're like, yeah, what do you mean? I don't know. I thought he... I don't know why. I just did.
I see some answers coming in soon. You can
Yep.
just wait a minute. All right.
Yeah, a few people answered Dolly Parton, so that was really good.
Everyone got that one right?
I'm not seeing any answers, but we'll continue to move on. This one's kind of difficult, so...
All right, so the answer is Bob Dylan. You've probably heard multiple versions of this song, from Billy Joel to Adele. A lot of musicians have recorded their version of this song. Bob Dylan is an American singer-songwriter who is often regarded as one of the greatest songwriters of all time. Dylan was born in Minnesota in 1960 and dropped out of college after his first year in 1961 and started traveling to New York to perform there. His first album, titled Bob Dylan, was released in 1962 and consisted of folk, blues, and gospel tunes. He was married twice, first to actress and model Sarah Dillon. Together they had 5 children. The couple divorced in 1977, and Dylan married American singer and actress Carolyn Dennis in 1986. The couple had 1 child together, Desiree. He was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 2016 for having created new poetic expressions within the great American song tradition. You may also know his song Knocking on Heaven's Door, which had also been redone many times. Dylan, born in 1941, is still alive at the age of 80 and is making music. He released his 39th studio album last year titled Rough and Rowdy Ways.
Yeah, I really thought he was dead.
But he's still going. He's
No,
doing
he
well.
made music last year.
He's doing well.
He's doing really well. So we'll move on to question 11. So what famous musician is known as the King of Pop? So we talked about the Queen of Pop, but there is also a King of Pop pictured here. I think you probably know who he is, even if you don't know his name. You've probably heard some of his music and stuff.
Basically, everyone knows who this is.
I think so. But maybe they don't remember his name.
Yeah.
Some people don't remember musical names well, so maybe you don't know his name if you're not like that into him. But you've probably heard his music before. I'd be willing to bet on that. Actually, I don't like betting, but I think
very
you get the
popular
point.
musician. Yeah,
Very popular. He released a lot of music. He's not alive anymore, sadly, but he released a lot of music in his day.
Okay. Well, some answers might come in.
I'm expecting more answers on this one because
Yeah.
I feel like at least one person will get the answer to it. I understand maybe not answering the last one because that one was kind of tough. I just wanted a chance to talk about Bob Dylan.
Okay.
I'm not seeing any yet.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. There's one. So that answer is correct, actually. The answer is Michael Jackson. So Michael Jackson was an American singer, songwriter, and dancer. He was born in 1958 in Gary, Indiana, and started his own music career in 1964 with his older brothers, Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, and Marlon, in the band Jackson 5. You may know some of their songs such as ABC, I'll Be There, I Want You Black, I Want You Back, or Blame It on the Boogie. I was back and blame. I try to put them in the same sentence. They also have a Christmas album titled The Jackson 5 Christmas Album. It's a very good title. In 1971, Michael left Jackson 5 to pursue a solo career that took off in 1979 after the release of his album Off the Wall. He was one of the best-selling musicians ever, having sold over 350 million records and having had 13 Billboard Hot 100 #1 singles. He was the first artist to have a top 10 single in the Billboard Hot 100 in 5 different decades. In 1967, he married Priscilla Presley, Elvis Presley's daughter, and in 1968, the couple welcomed their daughter Lisa Marie Presley. Jackson had a skin condition called vitiligo, and that's how he lost all that pigment in his skin that he had in his younger years. So he's also had a lot of scandals over the years, but he died of a heart attack back in 2009 at the age of 50, right before his This Is It tour and before the release of his movie of the same name. I actually remember going to see that movie, This Is It, and my mom being like, it was supposed to be This Is It because he's going on tour, but he died, and it was really sad. But the movie was good. I recommend it. Question 12.
All right, question 12 is, who sang the song I Can't Get No Satisfaction?
So the band or the lead singer is good for this one, I think. Either way. The band is probably more famous, but this is the lead singer here. Fun fact, my mom says he dances like a duck. I'm not really sure what that means. She just said that sometimes. I remember saying that. She was talking about it. It was because there's a song about him that he's like got these smooth moves or whatever, and my mom was just like, doesn't he dance like a duck? I don't know if that's true.
Well, we'll see if any answers
My mom's a hoot, guys.
I'm not seeing any answers coming in.
I'm not seeing any yet.
You give it a few more seconds.
Yeah, we'll give it another minute.
Okay. Pretty famous band though.
Really famous.
Alright, so the answer is Mick Jagger, and he was in the band The Rolling Stones. And the Rolling Stones are an English rock band formed in 1962. They're said to have pioneered hard rock, and despite the losing and adding members over the years, they are still together and making music today. Mick Jagger and Dick Taylor started playing music together in high school, and Mick Jagger brought his childhood friend Keith Richards into the band after they met and found their common interest in music. The trio recorded... Huh?
Oh, I was gonna say this one I forgot to edit. There's a lot of. The problem is they went through so many different band members that it's hard to remember them all. And it's basically just a list of them. If you guys are interested, Wikipedia has a great list. Oh, I'm seeing all the answers. I'm seeing some answers now.
Yeah,
We'll move on to
Jagger.
question 14. 13, I mean. Sorry. American Pie by Don McLean was written about what famous rock and roll figure? This is my mom's favorite artist of all time. She always plays him, it'll come up on her Bluetooth when she goes in the car, and I'm always like, ugh, Mom. Especially as a kid, but he was a big figure in rock and roll. Not really rock and roll maybe as we know it today or what we would consider it today, but definitely kind of rock and roll back way in the day. American Pie is, you probably heard that song, maybe not though. It's not a huge thing, but most people kind of know the premise of it, who it was written about. His story is kind of sad actually, but just waiting for an answer maybe to come in.
He just takes it, but I think it's a bit delayed.
Yeah, it's about 30-second delay for it, so
I'm sure we'll get some answers. We're just not seeing them yet.
Yeah, I also this might be a harder question, but I had to put him in here because
it could be
I feel
a tougher one, but I'm sure some people know it.
I'm sure some people know it. Maybe they just won't get to their keyboard in time. We'll go for the answer, but yeah. So the answer is Buddy Holly. So Buddy Holly was an American singer-songwriter born in 1936 in Lubbock, Texas during the Great Depression. He learned to play guitar alongside his siblings and was influenced by gospel, country, and rhythm and blues music. He made his first TV appearance in 1952 and in 1955 opened for Elvis Presley. After that, he decided to pursue a career in the business. And it was around this time that he recorded songs with his band such as Peggy Sue and their first hit and my personal favorite Buddy Holly song, That'll Be the Day. Their manager sent That'll Be the Day to Brunswick Records, and they released the single credited to the Crickets, a name the band actually continued to go by after that. Their first album, titled The Chirping Crickets, was released in 1957 to Brunswick Records and reached number 5 on the UK album charts. In early 1959, he assembled a new band who started touring the Midwest of America, but Holly never finished the tour. After a show in Clear Lake, Iowa, Holly got aboard a plane to Moorhead, Minnesota that crashed, which killed him and 2 other band members along with the plane's pilot. He was only 22 years old, so it's pretty sad. This is referred to by Don McLean as the day the music died. Though his life was short, he recorded many songs and is regarded as the artist who defined traditional rock and roll. So he's a pretty important guy. Oh, now I'm seeing answers, yeah.
Yep, and that was the right answer, so...
This is question 14.
All right. Who sings the song My Heart Will Go On? Very famous song.
I think we talked about this last week when we were talking about the Titanic. You guys probably know this, but it's the Titanic theme song. It's got that what is it? It's like a kazoo or a penny whistle solo or something like that. I don't know. It's a good song, but I think a lot of people get kind of bored of it because it's so popular. Everyone, I think, played this song. And then it just gets stuck in your head. But, I'm not mad at it because I really like this artist. Some people aren't as big of a fan of her. I don't think she's really problematic. Just, she has an interesting voice. I think that's what it is. So I think a lot of people, it's you all kind of always know it's Celine Dion, and then some people just really aren't into it. Oh, but I do see an answer.
So the answer is Celine Dion. So Celine Dion is a French-Canadian singer born in 1968 in Charlemagne, Quebec. She is one of Canada's best-selling artists, having sold over 200 million records worldwide. Dion came onto the music scene in the 80s with several albums in her first language, French. She gained international popularity in 1982 when she won the Yamaha World Popular Song Festival and gained even more popularity in 1988 Eurovision Song Contest, where she represented Switzerland. In 1990, after learning to speak English, she released her first English album titled Unition. In 1996, she released the album Falling Into You and released another in 1997 titled Let's Talk About Love. It was around this time that she recorded songs you might know such as Power of Love, Because You Love Me, It's All Coming Back to Me Now, and Talking Chances. In between English albums, she would release more French albums, including Sans Attendre, meaning Without Waiting. In 2012, Dion married Renee Angel,
Jalil? It's French.
A Canadian musical producer and manager in 1994. The couple had 3 children, but sadly, Jalil passed in 2016. Dion is still making music at the age of 53.
Yeah, she had that song in Deadpool. I think it was called Ashes.
Oh, there's an answer C. I see some answers.
Yeah, I'm seeing the answers now. It's just the delay.
Yep,
Anyways,
Dion.
we'll move on to question 15. If it would load. Who sang I Got You, Babe with Sonny Bono? So Sonny Bono is the male that you see kind of behind Cameron's head. And the person you're trying to name is the lady beside him who sang this song with him. They were like a duo in, I think, the 80s. They had like a TV show and things like that. She's still alive today, so. And she's pretty cool. She has a Broadway show.
Yeah, you've probably seen her too, and like seen her on TV. She's a lot of songs.
Yeah, she's been in some movies too. Oh yeah, I see an answer there. So that answer is correct. The answer is Cher. So Cher is an American singer and actress. She's known for her low contralto voice and even had her life adapted into a Broadway show. She gained popularity in 1965 as one half of the duo Sonny and Cher and came into fame after their song I Got You Babe peaked at #1 in the US-UK music charts. She began a solo career in 1966 and starred in the CBS show Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour and the show Cher. In 1982, Cher made her Broadway debut in the musical Come Back to Five and Dime, Jimmy Dean, and starred in its film adaptation. After that, she started recording more music with the release of her album Cher in 1987, Heart of Stone in 1989, and Love Hurts in 1991. Her song Believe features an auto-tune effect that distorted her voice on the track. Some actually call it the Cher effect. She's one of the best-selling female artists of all time, having sold over 100 million records worldwide. Sonny Bono and Cher were married in 1969, and Sonny had a big impact on her career, writing even a lot of her solo songs. But the couple divorced in 1975, and Bono died in 1998. The couple had one child, and Cher had another son with her second husband, Greg Allman, whom she married in 1975 and divorced in 1979. Cher is still making music and even acting a bit at the age of 75. So she's a pretty cool lady. So we'll announce the winner in a minute. But if we could just, I'm going to go through the names. If I don't say your name, could you please comment it so I can put you in the draw? So we've got Gracie, Anna, Cole, Charlotte G, Charlotte L, Zach, Jessica, Emily, Ryan, and Peyton. Am I missing anyone? Anyone come in halfway and didn't comment their name or anything? Just, I'll give you guys a minute just to let us know before we set up the draw.
Yes, the draw is a pretty exciting part of trivia, I think.
Oh, yeah. Well, while we're waiting, I'll give you the Beanstack code. So the Beanstack code for this trivia is actually Queen. So Queen. Queen.
It's a pretty fitting code for this week.
Yeah, I was supposed to say it when we did the Queen question. Okay, there's some more people. Okay. Is that it? Should we do the draw now? I think that's probably it.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. 1 second, guys, and we'll have our winner for you. We're just spinning our little electronic wheel. The winner is Zach.
Congratulations, Zach.
Yeah, congratulations, Zach. So we already have all the Tim's cards for the trivia. So it's a $5 Tim's card, and you can come in anytime during library open hours to get it. Don't spend it all in one place. I'm just kidding, because it's a Tim Hortons. Yeah. That wasn't funny.
That was a good
sorry.
joke.
that wasn't funny. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, that was the trivia for today. Again, the Beanstack code is Queen, Queen, and our winner for the card today is Zach. So We'll hope to see you in the library soon, Zach, to pick up your card. That's really it for this week, guys. So I'll just put on our last slide. If you guys are interested, we have a YouTube playlist that you can look at for like Music Week videos. We've got a book list that you can access through Beanstack and through the Bibliocommons. And a few movies. I'll move us to the other side of here so you can see them. So the movies I said for this week were probably like Coco on Disney Plus, The Sound of Music on Disney Plus, and The Aristocats on Disney Plus. So those are some fun ones if you're looking for some like music inspired movies to watch. But yeah, that's really it. Check out this stuff if you're interested. But otherwise, I think that's it for the trivia. Yeah. Right. I had fun, guys.
I did too.
The fun one. I like music and I like talking about people. I don't know. People are fun. But we'll see you hopefully if we don't see you Thursday for